ER. And if that sounds familiar, it's because most of your major Bible colleges in this country use Thayer's Greek lexicon in their classroom to correct your King James Bible.
That's right.
Now, Philip Schaff, who wrote an 8-volume work on church history, he was a German rationalist as well. And I've said that a couple times, but I hadn't explained it. German rationalism, in essence, is human reasoning is the authority and not biblical inspiration. That's what a German rationalist believed. Now, the first man to propagate that doctrine, his name is Johannes Salomo Semler. He lived from 1725 to 1791. He was an East German Lutheran theologian, and Semler taught that when Jesus Christ preached about heaven and hell and spirits and devils, that he was just preaching those things because the Jews were superstitious. That there was no such thing as those things. And so, but Christ knew that's what they believed, so he just accommodated himself to them so that they would believe on him. That is what Semler taught. Now, folks, you would not think that anybody would swallow the tripe and chitlins, but they certainly did.
Yes, sir.
And folks, that stuff went through all your German seminaries, Erlangen, and over there in Jena, and all the German seminaries that those men were responsible for. They're in Germany, and Leipzig, seminaries in Leipzig, and in Bonn, and all those German institutes of higher learning. That stuff infiltrated because the German people are heady, and I'm Germanic in my background. They're heady. They love learning. They love knowledge, and there's nothing wrong with that, folks. But you don't worship your intellect.
Right.
If you don't buffer that with the Spirit of God, you'll be an educated fool.
Yes,
Amen. Yeah.
And I'm for all biblical education you can get.
Amen.
And as far as that's concerned, regular education. You can tell I didn't get much of it in school, but anyway, that's neither here nor there. But Joseph Henry Thayer picked up this rationalism. Joseph Henry Thayer, are you listening? The man that they're using his Greek lexicon, and it's largely the Greek lexicon in the back of your Strong's Concordance. The man did not believe in the blood atonement. He did not believe in the deity of Christ. He did not believe in the virgin birth. And he did not believe in the inspiration of the Scriptures.
Amen.
What in the world is a radio preacher got doing getting on the radio and becoming an armchair Greek scholar using the Strong's Concordance or the Hebrew Concordance when he don't know the men that produced those lexicons were unbelievers?
That's right.
Folks, they don't look at that.
Yes, sir.
They just look at the education.
Yeah.
They look at they look at that and they say, that's got to be, that's it, that's the authority. And we told you yesterday, you got the word scholar twice in your King James Bible, 2 Chronicles 25 and Malachi 2. One time it says the master and the scholar, one place it says the teacher and the scholar. So the scholar is the student.
That's right.
Yeah.
How about that? So you folks are scholars here tonight.
Amen.
We said that last night. So you can go home and tell your mom and dad, brothers, sisters, aunts, and uncles that you is a scholar. Amen. That's exactly right. All right. So let me ask you a question. Joseph Henry Thayer was also on that same committee with James Strong. And what did we say just a little bit ago? Birds of a feather do what? They flock together. Folks, on this RV committee right here, you had men that studied the Kabbalah and followed the Kabbalah, which was Jewish mysticism in Europe. You had men that were child molesters, pederasts. You had men that were the Ghostly Guild, Westcott and Hort, that followed Spiritism. Folks, listen, you can't do that stuff and be saved.
That's right.
I challenge you to find me one man on the King James Translating Committee that followed that mess. You won't find it.
That's right.
You say, why, Brother Mitch? Well, we've come a long way down in 200 years in England.
Oh, yeah.
And that's exactly what's happened. You say, why, Brother Mitch? Because that German rationalism, that human reasoning, by 1850 had already come out of Germany where it destroyed their seminaries and had gone over Europe and the English seminaries and then made its way over to America. And we even had some American preachers that went over to Erlangen and Leipzig, R.A. Torrey, J. Gretchen Machen, being two of them, and picked up that German rationalism and came back to America recommending the Revised Version and the American Standard Version.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Somebody said, well, Torrey got recanted a little bit later. Yeah, but what about the damage that was done before he did?
Yes, sir.
Just like John McCormick. who I heard in 1978 stand at back to Bethel camp meeting and said, as a Greek scholar, I've got the right to correct the King James Bible with the Greek when it's wrong. Before he died, he said there were tears running down his face. 30 years later, and said, I was a fool. Yeah. I was wrong. This book's perfect. But what about the damage done in his classrooms in 30 years? Yep. What about the preachers he put out of the ministry? Yeah. Amen? Amen. All right. You say you're dogmatic. I'm bulldogmatic, folks. Absolutely. Amen. This is important. Amen. Amen. Now listen. When you got two unbelievers producing something, and of course now, Strong had to state when he used the King James Bible, as far as location of words, he couldn't change anything. But boy, when they added that lexicon, the damage began to be done. Yeah. Yeah. Amen. All right. Now let me show you. You say, Brother Mitch, can you show me? Well, I'm getting ready to. All right. Let's take that word. Let's take that word H-E-L-L, hell. Okay. And he spoke of that just a few minutes ago. You got the word hell 31 times in your Old Testament. It's got 22 times in your New Testament. The NIV takes the word hell out of the Old Testament all 31 times. It removes the word hell 9 out of 22 times in the New Testament. Well, let's see what you want to know why? And I know this is going to make me popular as a ham sandwich at a Jewish wedding, but you want to know why Billy Graham said hell is not necessarily fire? J. Vernon McGee alluded to that too.
Yes, sir.
I'll tell you exactly why they taught that.
Right. Yes, sir.
First of all, they believed in multiple versions of the Bible. Yep. The King James Bible was not their final authority.
That's right.
Authority. I could prove that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
The reason why the Living Bible is still in production right now, when things was going bankrupt, is because Graham's evangelistic team, and I can prove it right here, I got the article right here, ordered 50,000 copies for his crusade and put life back into that thing, and we still got that twice dead plucked up by the roots version because of that right there. It did a long time ago.
Yes, sir.
Don't tell me God was in that, folks. I was born tonight, but not last night. Amen.
Amen. Amen.
All right, now look. Let's look at that word hell. Let's see what the concordance says about it. Now, when you want to see the word hell, you go take your Strong's Concordance and you flip over there, and you've got 4 occurrences. You've got 1 in the Old Testament, and you've got 3 in the New Testament. So, I will take my Hebrew and Chaldee dictionary. That's Babylonian, Chaldean, spoken in Babylon. All right, and I'll go over there, and I'll go to 7585. And of course, when I was a young Christian, boy, I took my Bible and I took the Strongs and I'd go through there, right out in Hebrew, put it in my notes, and I was really something, boy. Yep. I didn't have a clue what I was even doing.
Yeah, it was the good old days.
Yeah, it was the good old days when I was stupid and ignorant. All right, in the Old Testament, definition 7585, Sheol from 7592, Hades, or the world of the dead, as if a subterranean retreat. Included is accessories and inmates, grave, hell, the pit. All right, that's Sheol. That's your only occurrence, 31 times. That's used in your Old Testament. King James translates hell. NIV takes it out all 31 times. They'll make it pit, they'll make it grave, they'll make it depths, anything but hell, right? Yeah. All right. Now, let's go over the New Testament. And let's first of all go to definition number 86. Let's see if that, what we got here. And then definition number 86. It says this right here. Definition 86, Hades, as a negative particle in 1492, properly unseen, that is Hades, or the place state of departed souls, grave, hell. Okay, that's Hades. All right. Let's look at the next one. Let's look at 1067. 1067. Let's see what Mr. Strong had to say about, well, not Strong, this is Thayer, had to say about it. Gehenna, of Hebrew, or 1516, 2011, Valley of the Son of Hinnom, Gehenna, or Gehinnom, Valley of Jerusalem, used figuratively as a name for the place or state of everlasting punishment, hell. All right. Last one. Now you understand, by this time the student that's looking this up, he's beginning to be suspicious of something if he's a Bible believer. Definition number 5020. Tartarus, the deepest abyss of Hades, to incarcerate in eternal torment, cast down to hell. Folks, have you noticed something missing in all these definitions?
Fire.
Yeah, like they say down on the flatlands, where's the fire?
Yeah. Yeah. That's right.
Now, if you're from up north, it's fire. But that's too hard to say. Far is a whole lot easier to say. My pastor, Brother Jeff, said I was 12 years old before I knew that those things on automobiles were tires. I always thought there's tars. Yeah. You know, one operates out of lights, wars. Yeah. That's a lot easier to say. You don't have to stretch your face out. Yeah. That's why we Southerners do that. Amen. Where's the fire? Do you find anything in here about fire?
No, sir.
So do you ever wonder now why some famous preachers doubt that fire is in hell? That it's just separation from God. Oh, come on, people.
Yeah, that's right.
A man that's hated God all his life is going to be tormented by a separation from somebody he's hated all his life?
Yeah, come on, preacher.
Oh, my goodness. So what do you do in a situation like this? Oh, my goodness, what do we do? Well, I use the Webster's 1828 dictionary, but in this particular case right here, it don't help you a bit.
Tell it, brother.
Because I got 8 definitions for hell right here, and fire's not mentioned one time.
Yeah.
Webster's 1828 dictionary. Well, we got hell black, hell born, hell bred, hell brewed, hell broth, hell confounded, hell doomed, hell governed, hell hag. I've met a few of them in Baptist churches. Hell cat. I think I dated two of those before Ron and I got married. After we got married, she made me give up all my girlfriends. I don't know why. But anyway, hell hated, hell haunted, hell hound, hell kite, hell boar. No fire mentioned.
Yeah.
Not one time in his definition. What do you do?
Yeah.
That's why you got a Bible.
Amen.
Now, law of first mention. He mentioned it. Law of first mention. That's one of the laws of hermeneutics, biblical interpretation. When something is mentioned the first time in the Bible, it follows that pattern through all the way to the end.
Yep.
Amen? All right, look in Deuteronomy. Look in Deuteronomy. In Deuteronomy. Folks, study helps are fine, but you can eat the fish and throw the bones away. In this particular case right here, Strong's and Webster's 1828 don't help you at all.
Right.
You know what it'll make you? It'll make you like boys I taught in Bible college for 2 years is now teaching that even Adolf Hitler's going to be in heaven.
Yeah.
And eventually the devil's going to be in heaven. That's universal salvation. That was touted by Adamantus Origen in 250 AD. That's nothing new. That's called universal salvation. Somebody that sat in my Bible college class, don't you know that hurt my feelings?
Sure.
I didn't teach him that. And he and I have gone around and around over it. But, I mean, he's gone around and around with it with the other teachers, too. He didn't get that from any teachers in the place where I taught. He got that. You know where he got that? I'll tell you where he got that. He got off the internet.
Yeah.
You know what's happened? A lot of independent Baptists today, they've become internet believers instead of Bible
That's
believers.
right. Yes, sir.
Internet's good for a lot of things, but you know, also a lot of garbage on there, too.
That's right. Yes, sir.
Now look, Deuteronomy chapter 32, verse 22, for a fire, third word in the verse, for a fire is kindled in mine anger, and shall burn in the lowest hell, and shall consume the earth with her increase, and set on fire the foundation of the mountains. See that?
Yep.
All right. So that's your law of first mention. Now, you go to the New Testament, although the word's not